Okay, let's be real. Anyone can write an email. That's a basic skill, right? But writing a great email, now that's a superpower. And in this explainer, we're going to help you master your inbox and turn every single email you send into a powerful tool for building your professional reputation.
You know that feeling, right? You hit send, and boom, instant regret. That wave of panic just washes over you. Wait, was I too casual? Oh no, did I forget the attachment? Did that sound kind of rude? We've all been there. And that feeling, that's exactly what we're going to get rid of today.
So, you might be thinking, why are we focusing so much on email? It's just email. But here's the thing. It's never just about sending information. It's really about building relationships, showing respect, and honestly, managing your professional brand. Getting this right isn't just a nice little skill to have. It's a massive strategic advantage. So what are we actually talking about here? Well, at its core, email etiquette is basically the code of conduct for how we talk to each other online. Think of it as, a set of unwritten rules that make sure your message lands exactly how you meant it to, professionally and with total clarity. This is the foundation, the absolute bedrock for making a great impression, every single time. And this quote right here, it just hits the nail on the head. When you're emailing, there's no body language, no tone of voice, nothing. Your words are literally all you've got. So you really have to think of every email as a kind of digital handshake. It's a direct representation of who you are professionally. The goal? Make every single word count. All right, so let's get practical. We're going to build your email toolkit together with 10 golden rules. And I want you to think of these less as strict limitations and more like powerful tools. Tools that are going to give you the confidence to handle any professional email that ever comes your way. Okay, rule number 1. Let's start right at the top with the subject line. This is basically your email's headline. And in a super crowded inbox, a vague or even worse, an empty subject line is a one-way ticket to the trash folder. A great one, on the other hand, tells the reader exactly what to expect and how quickly they need to deal with it. And just look at this contrast here. A subject like hello is completely useless, and urgent, that just creates stress without giving any real information. But request for meeting on Monday? Now that is perfect. It's specific, it's professional, and it's actionable. The person getting it immediately knows what it's about and can figure out where it fits in their day. All right, so they've opened your email based on that great subject line. What's next? The greeting. This is the very first thing they read, and it sets the tone for the entire conversation. If you start off on the wrong foot here, you can come across as unprofessional or way too familiar before they even get to the important stuff. So let's break down the options. Dear Mr. Smith is your classic, super safe bet for anything formal. Can't go wrong there. If you know the person pretty well, something like, Hi, John, is totally fine. But what about hey or hiya? Yeah, let's save those for texting friends. In a professional email, they just sound a little careless. Okay, moving on. Rules 3 and 4 kind of go hand in hand, and they're both about showing respect. So Rule 3 is all about context. If you're emailing someone for the first time, you got to introduce yourself. Just a quick, here's who I am and what I do. Then, Rule 4 builds on that with your tone. Using phrases like, could you please, isn't just about being nice. It literally transforms a demand into a respectful request. And guess what? Respectful requests get much better results. Now this one is absolutely crucial. Everybody is busy. I mean, who has time to read a novel in their inbox? Nobody. So the absolute best way to respect your reader's time and to make sure your message actually gets read and understood is to keep it short, clear, and organized. And look, there's a simple, pretty much foolproof structure for doing just that. First, the introduction. Get straight to the point and say why you're writing. Second, the details. Explain what you need nice and clearly. And finally, the closing. Tell them the next steps or just say thanks. This little 3-part structure makes any email super easy to scan and act on. Okay, so we've got the structure down, but now we have to talk about tone. And this is a big one. It can be so tricky to get right when you don't have those face-to-face cues, right? That's why you have to be really intentional. Stay away from slang, emojis, and overly emotional language. Your goal is to sound composed and professional, even if you're talking about something tough. And this slide is a perfect example of what I mean. Think about it. You didn't reply to my email. Sounds super accusatory, right? But something like, I'm just following up on my previous message. That's neutral, polite, and totally professional. It gets you the same result, but without burning any bridges. And yes, slang like LOL or a smiley face emoji might be fine for your friends, but in a professional email, it can really hurt your credibility. Okay, rule number 8. Now, this one might seem super obvious, but you would be shocked at how many people just skip it. I'm talking about checking your grammar and spelling. Typos and little mistakes can make you look careless or worse. It literally takes 30 seconds to proofread. That tiny bit of effort goes a long way in protecting your professional image. Pro tip, read your email out loud before you hit send. You'll catch way more mistakes. All right, we're on to the final 2 rules. And these are all about sticking the landing, closing the loop like a pro. How you end an email, that's rule 9, and how fast you reply to one, that's rule 10, are just as important as how you started it all. These are the little finishing touches that really seal the deal on a positive impression.
So what does that actually look like in practice? Simple. Always use a professional closing like best regards or sincerely. Then, when it comes to replies, the gold standard is somewhere between 24 and 48 hours. But what if you need more time? No problem. Just send a quick note to acknowledge you got it. Something simple like, hey, got your email, I'll get back to you by Friday. That shows you're responsive and on top of your game.
Okay, you've got the 10 golden rules. Now, let's just quickly reinforce all that by looking at a few common mistakes to avoid. Seriously, just sidestepping these simple pitfalls is an easy way to instantly level up your email game. Here are 4 huge ones to watch out for. First, writing in all caps. Don't do it. It just feels like you're shouting. Second, forgetting to add the attachment you just said you were attaching. That just looks sloppy. Third, using way too many exclamation marks. It can come off as a little unprofessional. And finally, forwarding a super long email thread with 0 context. That's just a waste of the other person's time. Avoid these 4 things, and you're already way ahead of the curve. All right, so now we've got the toolkit and we know the common pitfalls to avoid. But here's the thing. Knowledge is only powerful if you actually use it. So let's make a little shift here from just learning these rules to actually putting them into practice, because that's where the real magic happens. So here's my challenge to you. The next time you're about to send an important email, just stop. Take 2 minutes. Run through these rules like a checklist. Is my subject line clear? Is my tone professional? Did I actually proofread it? I promise you, building this simple habit will make a huge, huge difference. And let's just end with this thought, because it really says it all. Every single email you send is a new opportunity, an opportunity to build trust, to show respect, and to demonstrate your professionalism. So just remember, your next email is your next first impression. Make it count.